Okay, it's been a while. It's 2025 now. I'm gonna do a 2025 It Girl makeup. Feel extra hot this year. Seen a lot of people start posting 2025 makeup vibes. So I thought, why not? I have a pretty shitty face tan on right now. I should take off. This is like a new kind of makeup vibe. It's a few extra added steps that I just started doing. I'm just gonna try and tone down this face tan a little bit because usually I use a gradual tan for my face, but I forgot to. I thought maybe this would be like a quicker way to do it. And now I'm just pale. Starting with Cicaplast Balm. In Toronto, it's like -10 and very dry. First things first, eyebrows, using an eyebrow gel, keeping them all. Gel those bad boys up. Trying to get on top of my content. I have no excuse. I don't think I've ever talked about this, but one of my main jobs right now is taking care of a family friend. He's technically a senior. He's 65, developmentally challenged. His name is Steven. I love him. I actually have a TikTok for him. He's like the funniest person ever. He's purple. Steven lived near my mom when she was a kid. My grandma decided to start helping them out, with little things like dinners or just like lending a helping hand because Steven's mom and sister left when Steven was a kid. We don't really know where she is, why she left. We don't really know these things. All we know is his grandparents and his dad were caregivers and my grandma helped out. Eventually, Steven's dad passed away. My grandma took on the responsibility throughout those years. He cannot rely on himself to do so. He's also pretty severely diabetic.
You gonna give me Mars bars?
All the stuff.
You gonna put Mars bars on my grave? You gonna put sugar on my jelly? You gonna put sugar on my rice pudding?
Put flowers on.
Unfortunately, in Toronto, the system for 24-hour nurse, a home, has been very backed up. So my grandma got to the age where I couldn't really take care of him anymore. So my mom stepped in. Summer 2023, I decided to start helping. The government does pay my family to take care of him. He does live on his own, which I love him so much. He loves me.
I love you. I love you.
And the whole point of all this was that I get to work technically remotely. Steven will come to me or I get to go to him. I'm able to have a good chunk of my day to make content a priority. I really, in this year, utilize that time because I also do freelance makeup, so that's another story. But again, I'm so blessed that I have my mom, for example, if I can't work. We really work together. I'm gonna set my eyelids with a warm tone eyeshadow. So yeah, in terms of New Year's resolutions, I'm just excited to really put time and efforts more into, building myself a bit of a brand. So I just did like a wash of like a very warm light brown, and I'm gonna deepen it up with a bit of a medium tone warm brown. You can swap colors, whatever you want, right? This is my go-to eyeshadow brush. It's Makeup by Ariel X Morphe. So now I'm going to take a darker brown. I'm going to smoke out the lash line just a bit, just to wing out her eyes, snatch it a little. I'm going to use a little bit of black liner and just kind of make a smaller wing. Another resolution of mine is stay active. I got into the gym about 3 years ago. When I started dating my boyfriend, I kind of fell out of the habit. I'm back in the gym for the last 2 months, I'd say, consistently. Minimum 4 days a week, I'd say, but I try to go 5 plus. Usually it's about 5. Working hard. It makes me feel so good. Take a gold shade. I'm going to use a shade called Sunkissed from this palette. I'm going to put that on my lid because it's been making my eyes pop. Like, I haven't done shimmers since maybe like 2020. This channel low-key had me experimenting with more shimmers again. I'm into it. This is a very yellow gold, but it really does, if you have blue eyes, make it pop. Thinner brush, get a dark brown, line my upper lash line. This is just like a step that's not super obvious, but it makes a difference. I would say change it depending on your color palette. If you're more neutral, do more neutral tones. And if you're cool, you could do more silver shimmer with cooler tones. Like, whatever makes you feel yourself, but I love the combo of like a medium tone lid, cute shimmer, smoky wing. Waterline, because I just feel like can't go wrong. Like a medium, again, warm tone all the way to my wing. I feel like that just adds so much drama. The first step that has kind of changed, adding a shimmer to my lid again. Now back to skin prep. A little bit of this. This is the Turtur Glossy Coating Mist. It's like technically a skincare mist. It's also a setting spray. Easy way to apply skincare. It's gross right now. That's just because it's well loved. MAC Studio Radiance Foundation. Put a little on the back of my hand. Yeah, it's an e.l.f. complexion brush. I really love it. I'm gonna do an even wash of color. Lately, I've been doing concealer first before my foundation, but I honestly do like that, but I kind of just forgot. Kind of avoiding the under eyes because we're going to put on concealer anyway, so there's not necessarily a point of adding a bulk of product. Dabbing, not rubbing, not going in circles. You do have a preference, you do you. Yensa in Tower 28. Yensa I got in BoxyCharm. I feel like it's not that well known. In most videos I use it, I get a lot of comments about what concealer it is. Add a little bit of Tower 28, like so. Hourglass concealer brush. Kind of focus on where I have some redness and I want to build coverage near the chin. I'll blend this out. The eyes are gonna do last. Mainly because the longer it sits, the more coverage it gets. It becomes a little bit thicker. See a lot of yellow and then red, but that's just because my skin right now is red because I blow dried my hair and I got really hot. Concealer's pulling a little yellow in contrast to my red face. This is another new step I've been doing. I've been using a beauty blender for under my eyes, which since I've switched to a brush I thought I would never say, but I find that I don't normally need as much coverage under my eyes than I think. Not necessarily because I don't have under eye circles, but because I realize I actually would prefer on me the look of a little bit of color peeking through my under eyes rather than like a thick concealer look. I forget that when I use a beauty blender I do have to use more product. That is something I do notice that I just absolutely did wrong. Is I honestly have been really liking doing my concealer first and then my foundation. If you want to follow what I've been doing, switch that around. I'm a disgrace for that and I'm sorry. As per usual, I'm going to set my under eye immediately because I don't want to give that under eye any time to crease. And just starting with a little because we'll go back in with the powder puff after. Now we just want the concealer to stay where it is. I'm not going to go too far out. I'm adding more cream and we don't want it to get all blotchy. Just enough powder so that we can ensure it's not creasing. Bronzer time. 2 bronzers. One is the Say Sun Melt Shade Medium Bronze. Do it on that cheekbone. I'm pretty liberal with my application of this Say because I find it's pretty light in terms of consistency. As a result, it kind of gives off a light color. You kind of build it. It doesn't make you look super cakey or anything. It just adds like a glow and a hue of color. Hit the nose just a bit. Why not? I'm actually going to do blush and then my Halo Glow, which I use as a second bronzer. This Charlotte Tilbury Pink Gasm. Like a dash on my hand, like so. Mixing it with this lip gloss, which just because I find that a Pink Gasm on me can sometimes be hard for me to blend out. So it becomes something like this. My blush brush. And suddenly it blends like a goddamn dream and it adds even a little glow. That's the next thing that's changed in my routine. Hit the nose, hit the forehead just for consistency of color. I've been loving this. And you can honestly mix it with any glossy or skincare or anything. It's so pretty. Halo Glow just for extra bronze. Oh, back here. I'm just gonna get those ears. You don't want a white ear. One size loose powder. Instead of the brush, we're gonna use a powder puff. Dab off excess in hand. Doing so is gonna make sure you don't get cakey because if you apply too much powder. I'm filming a video, but you're absolutely welcome to join. My best friend's here. Around the nose and then kind of stopping at the pupil because again, we love that glow.
My Uber driver just went the opposite way on an on-ramp to a highway. So fucked. Some biker started hitting his car.
Bro, like how is that
Maybe
possible? Yeah. Do you want to say hi?
Baby!
She can interview me about makeup.
Where did your passion for makeup start?
Honestly, I think from being so insecure when I was younger that I just like forced myself to learn and then I stopped being insecure and then I was just good at it. You know what happened? I was in grade 8. I was like, Mom, I hate my freckles. And she was like, have you heard of foundation? I'll get you foundation, Taylor, because I was like, I need them more.
Oh my god, never forget.
I'm a minority.
Never.
Brought me the dermatologist. I was like, get rid of these, sir. And he laughed at me. He was like, one day you're gonna love them. Like, it's part of why I love, like, my wife. And I was like, fuck you. The next thing that's changed for 2025 makeup, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of credit. Gingerly MAC. Chloe bought it. I tried it. I was like, I'm obsessed with this. And I realized I had it and I never used it. I really do
it's really
shake.
awesome.
Maybe I haven't eaten enough today. Best brush, this is like the brush I would say to use it with. I also never used to understand the blush under the eye trend. Like when that happened last year, I was like, this makes no fucking sense. But it does now. I kind of hit the cheek, but like it gives you such a good transition between the mid face and blush, so it's not like white, brown, pink.
That is such a good point.
And it's like more neutral than the blush that I use, so it's not like if I brought this blush in here, I just look too pink. This is like a bronzy blush. It's like the first blush that made me realize, oh, this is what people mean when they say like a more natural tone blush. Those baby pink blushes, they're pretty, but it's like no one will ever produce that color. Okay, I might have OD'd a little bit.
So true. Do you remember?
Also, Makeup by Ariel taught me this. I saw him put blush on people's like this part just a little bit, like whatever's left on. Even that tiny bit of hue of color makes your skin look more real, because if you flush or blush, you don't just blush right here like mainly, but you kind of flush everywhere. Go a little OD with the blush right now, but it'll soften out. It looks like I'm more tanned, but I didn't add more bronzer. Again, if I add bronzer here, I start to look masculine, dirty. Shade for when you've put on a ton of bronzer on the perimeter of your face, but you're like, why do I still feel pale? 9 times out of 10, it's because your concealer might be too bright. It might be too stark of a contrast. So this is the perfect product. I'm obsessed with it. For a brush for nose contour, you want something not too dense, that it's like hard, like it should have some give, but not too fluffy that it's like not precise. So this is like a perfect brush for me. Neutral to cool tone, dab off the excess under the tip. Oh, that's gonna shorten your nose. It's gonna make it look piggish actually, but someone reposted one of my TikToks on Instagram and I got like over 1 million views, and a lot of people were dissing my nose. They're like, it was nice until the nose contour. You have to assess again. I've said this before. It's not like a universal technique. It depends on your nose. Above your tip, you're gonna create a line like so. 2 parallel lines that up the bridge. A cleaner brush, and I'll blend it out with that. Make it softer. Got my mom a pack of lip liners on Amazon. Dragon Renee came with all these lip liners. To be honest, I don't even know if they have shade names. They don't. And I don't think you can buy them individually anyway, so if you like it, you gotta buy all.
What is that? Ours were dry.
Try to go something that's cohesive with the rest of my face. Like if you're wearing a super brownie blush and a super pink lip, it doesn't look right, or vice versa. That's pretty much it, if I'm being honest. Like the look is very blushy, very bronzy, very... I'll never be a dark lip girl, but maybe in 2026. By the way, this is a huge deal. This was the first day I blew out my hair with a round brush and a regular blow dryer, and it was because I was too lazy to go get my brush blow dryer. I've never been able to do it, but for some reason today that shit was easy. It's the final look.
Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Her hair would be like this.
Like the most voluminous it could be. Mind you, I had a bit of a
We'd be
bang.
prancing around King Street
And
like that.
I'd be like, guys, is my hair flat?
She'd be like, I'm fucking pissed. Hair's flat as hell.
Yeah, but look at that Redken all soft vibe. And that
Yeah, your hair looks straight like this.
is the final vibe. Up close. Back here. Follow my TikTok, follow my Instagram, and subscribe here. It's all the same handle, which is Taylorelisabeth with an S .mua. Anyway, that is absolutely it. So have an absolutely amazing 2025. Bye. Say bye, Chloe.
Bye, guys.